Hello and welcome to James Carter TV. This is my first Q&A. This Q&A will be 100% brutally honest, whether or not you like it or not. Thank you for joining us here today. And I got a lot of responses, a lot of questions. And by the way, you can comment down below your questions if you still have any. So I'm going to break this up into a couple parts. This is part one because you guys really came through with the questions. I was very pleased. So I'm probably going to get through about 20, depends on how long this video goes. But before I do that, let me announce that in August, for each and every day of August and one day in September, I will be releasing a video previewing a certain NFL team, projecting how I think they will do, telling you their strengths, their weaknesses, looking at their schedule and the difficulty of that, looking at what their best case scenario is, what their worst case scenario is, and then giving you a prediction on how well they will do, whether or not they'll make the playoffs, whether or not they'll win the Super Bowl, all of that. Each and every day in August, a new NFL team will be uploaded on this channel, James Carter TV, so get used to that. So with that said, let's go ahead and start this Q&A. All right, number one, we have BJ13 Jersey King 75J, who says, I'm a huge Detroit sports fan in every sport. So the question is, how well do you like the Detroit teams, and how well will the Pistons and the Lions do this upcoming year? Now, he asked first, do I like the Detroit sports teams? I mean, sure. Now, if you asked me in 2004, I hated the Detroit Pistons, but I'm way over that now. That's mainly because, as you should know, I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan, and the Lakers obviously lost to the Pistons in the 2004 NBA Finals. I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I cried my eyes out. And I still had nightmares to this day about losing 4-1 in that series. A series that, I mean, let's be honest, the Lakers were the more talented team, but they were doomed because of things off the court, and hell, on the court, that were issues with that team. But, you know, regardless, I'm fine with the Pistons now. In fact, I would love to see them do something, and I think they will this year. They will show market improvement now that they drafted Stanley Johnson. This is going to be a great piece for them. Now you line him up next to Andre Drummond. You have two good players there, and two good players is enough to make the playoffs in the East. So it wouldn't really surprise me if the Pistons competed or maybe even got the 8th seed. So look out for that, honestly. I thought they were even going to do it this year. They were unfortunate. Now with Stanley Johnson in the fray and in the mix, Stan Van Gundy should get the Pistons to a playoff team. And as for the Detroit Lions, I'm a little concerned. You lost Ndamukong Suh, you lost Nick Fairley. Those are two huge pieces on the defensive line. Yes, you do have a budding superstar in Ezekiel Ansah. Well, maybe not a superstar, more like an all-star. But you need, where are the defensive stars here? Because your offense isn't as good as it should be. Your offense should be much better. There's points last year where the defense carried the offense. You have Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson, who was hurt for a lot of last year. But they did not produce nearly as much as they should have last year. So you need that side of the ball to offset the losses you have defensively, and I'm not sure that's going to happen. Now, it definitely could, and I'll get more into that into my Detroit Lions preview. Whenever the hell that is. I'm going to post a schedule. The first team I do, which is probably going to be the Titans because I just want to get them out of the way. I will have a schedule for each team each day. That way you already know what's up. I don't know what I'm going to pick the Lions to do because they could be anywhere from, okay, Stafford and Johnson are clicking, Golden Tate's doing well, Amir Abdullah, the rookie running back, they're all doing well offensively. The Lions are again a playoff team. Or Stafford continues to not improve as a quarterback. They have some more health issues, and they're about 8-8. So I don't know in between there where they're going to fall. We'll find out this upcoming season because let's not forget, I mean, 2 years ago or three years ago, the Lions came off a 10-6 season. We said, okay, here are the Detroit Lions, and then they won 4 games. They went 4-12 the next year, so they can suck. I combine stink and suck. They can suck. They've shown that before. They can implode and they cannot do well. So we need to be careful of that. All right, next question by N. Kumar. I'm a Magic fan, and with the additions of Hezonja, Jason Smith, C.J. Watkins, or Baz Napier, the Magic have a good starting lineup and bench now. What are your projections for the Magic? Now, this is a mistake that you made in this question. And it's okay because I've made this mistake before myself, as I'm sure a lot of the audience has before. When you're a fan of a certain team that has not been good for a while, you tend to overrate certain additions. Now, you said with the additions of Hezonja, okay, right there you should have stopped. Yeah, that's the only addition noteworthy. Because then you go on to say Jason Smith, CJ Watson, and Shabazz Napier. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but not one of those players will win a game for you this season. Not a game will be won because of Shabazz Napier, Jason Smith, and CJ Watson. So forget that. Your hope is Mario Hezonja, and you forgot to mention the addition of Scott Skiles as head coach. Those are your only hopes of winning more games. CJ Watson, Jason Smith, and Shabazz Napier, they're not going to do anything for you. They'll come in the game for 5 minutes, they'll hit a 3, good. But that's the end of their, their contribution to your team. Wow, what a brain freeze. If Hezonja could come in, average 14 points per game, let's talk about the Magic being a potential 8th seed. But I think they need one more year to mature. But they know what their starting 5 is. I mean, their starting 5 is on the question. It's going to be Elfrid Payton, Victor Oladipo, Aaron Gordon, or Tobias Harris at the 3, whichever one they want to put there. The other one at the 4 that they don't put there, and then Nikola Vucevic, or Hezonja could slide into the starting lineup, offsetting a Harris or Gordon. I'm not sure how much they love Hezonja yet. I think he's going to be a 6-man off the bat, but we'll see. I think that right there, your team, that's your team for the next 4 years. Now let them grow and mold together, and then we'll have a discussion. Gold Center 000 asks, who will make it back to the playoffs first, the Titans or the Lakers? These are both my favorite teams. I have to pick the Tennessee Titans. Now, if you're asking me who has a better chance to make it this year, it would be the Lakers, just because if Kobe Bryant plays 82 games and regains the form he was a couple years ago, and if Roy Hibbert is an all-star center, which he was a year ago, and if this and if that, then sure, the Lakers can make the playoffs, but it's looking bad. And I did not like the pick of D'Angelo Russell. I thought they should have taken Jahlil Okafor. I think the Summer League has shown that. And you can't take things away from the Summer League. No matter what people tell you, you can. If you can play, you'll go out there and you'll play. And D'Angelo Russell played poorly. So that's very worrisome for me. I did not like that pick, so I'm picking the Tennessee Titans because the Titans actually made a draft pick that I loved with their second pick in Marcus Mariota. And he is already proving to be a franchise quarterback. I mean, everything the reporters, the teammates, the coaches are saying about this guy is the best quarterback to walk through Baptist Sports Park, the Titans practice facility, since Steve McNair. And because of that one position that the Titans have now filled, they now have a better probability of making the playoffs in the future. 2016, not 2015. All right, Lil Jimmy says, can I join your fantasy league? Sure, I've been thinking about making one for my subscribers. I'll keep you guys updated on that. NFL NBA says, how well do you think the Chiefs will do this season? Now, Chiefs fans, you may remember me last season. I did not like your team. And I was wrong. I was wrong because the first week I saw the Titans beat your team. I came at 16-9 or some weird score like that. And I said, wow, what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs? I don't project them to do anything this season. But now you have Jamal Charles is going to be healthy consistently. You have Jeremy Maclin adding to the fray offensively. You have Eric Berry coming back from his cancer. Thank you, Eric Berry, for gracing us with your presence once again, fighting through the condition that you had. Now let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs being in the playoffs again. I have them making the playoffs. So spoiler alert, I do. I have them making the playoffs, wild card, possibly winning the division if Peyton Manning cannot play up to par, which I think he will, and I'll get more into that this upcoming month. But I like the Chiefs this season a lot more than I did last season. Last season was just not, you guys weren't going to the playoffs. All right, Trending Titan 18 says, in your opinion, who are the top 10 underrated wide receivers in the NFL? I'm not going to give you 10. I'll give you some underrated wide receivers. Kendall Wright of the Tennessee Titans, he's been bad because he's had bad quarterbacking around him, but he's definitely an underrated receiver in the NFL. Golden Tate, this guy increased his production last year. He showed that, hey, I'm a viable receiver, and Russell Wilson didn't get the ball to me enough in Seattle. So that was a big year for Golden Tate last year, and people aren't really talking about that as much as they should be. DeAndre Hopkins of the Houston Texans. This guy had 1,200 yards last year. People aren't really talking about him. If I'm a Houston Texans quarterback and they have too many already, I'm happy knowing that that's my number one wide receiver. Any other underrated wide receivers I can think of at this moment? Sammy Watkins, he only had 900 something yards last year, and people are saying, well, no, you should have took Mike Evans, you should have took Odell Beckham. Hey, Sammy Watkins is still really good. He's still really good. He's just Kyle freaking Orton was throwing him the ball last year, and there's a reason why now Kyle Orton does not have a job as a starting quarterback. He's not good. He's not starting quality. I don't even know where the Bills got him last year. God. I mean, it blew my mind. They're probably going to call him up again once they realize these three quarterbacks they have now aren't going to do anything. So there are some underrated wide receivers for you. I can't give you 10, though. All right. Edwin Lugo says Kobe or LeBron in their prime. I'm picking Kobe, but I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan. I've been a Los Angeles Lakers fan for nearly all of my life. So I'm probably biased when it comes to this question. So keep that in mind. But let's keep in mind, though, Kobe Bryant in his prime did lead Pau Gasol, who was the best power forward in the NBA. I'll give you that. But then an unhealthy Andrew Bynum, Vladimir Radmanovic, Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom, Shannon Brown, Jordan Farmar, I think I already said Sasha Vujacic. He led these guys, Luke Walton, he led these guys to the finals 3 straight years and won 2 of them. That's pretty freaking good, Kobe in his prime. That's pretty freaking good. All right. Your opinion on Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner asks, Trending Titan 18. This is where things are going to get really fun on this channel. All right. I'm someone who, and this is going to sound very nonchalant, but that's really what it is. I'm someone who, I really don't care. I get the outrage. I really do. I mean, did she deserve the Arthur Ashe Award? Sure. Did she deserve it more than, a guy in the army that blew up his leg? No. But I think there's always going to be someone that deserves an award more than someone else. The thing is, and this is where I'm going to get in trouble, this is where ESPN is going to find this video in 20 years and they're going to fire me because of what I just said here. But the thing is, she got an award for being courageous, for making this change, for coming out and saying the things that she said. And I get partly why, because you are able to be victimized on a public platform that way. But if you're telling me that I could transition and I will get an Arthur Ashe Award and I'll be on the cover of Vanity Fair and I'll get my own TV show and everyone's going to love me and everyone's going to praise me, it doesn't take someone very courageous to do that. It just takes someone very smart, and I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, Frosted Flanks says, oh, that's not really a question. He just says, congrats on the 2K subscribers. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. All right, Jake Lyle says, question, is Gronk the best non-quarterback offensive player in the NFL? Also, go back to the other format, too much jiggling. Well, here we are. Is Gronk the best non-quarterback? To me, no. Now, I would get why you would say that. He's dominant, but there's still even some parts of his game that he can clean up. But he is nowhere near as skilled to an Adrian Peterson when he's healthy and actually playing, a Calvin Johnson when he's healthy and actually playing, an Odell Beckham Jr., a Julio Jones. I don't think he's Jamal Charles. I don't think he's on their level. If you're asking me, who am I starting my team with? I'm picking those guys over Rob Gronkowski. Now, Rob Gronkowski is hella good, but give me those guys. All right, Cowboy fan for life 25 says, what sports did you play in high school? I played basketball for 4 years. I was a combo guard. I'm 6'1". People don't believe that I'm tall watching these videos. I guess it's because the camera angle doesn't do me justice. I'm 6'1", guys. I mean, honestly, I people keep saying, oh, this short little black kid. I'm 6'1". I guess this camera does not do me justice, but no, I'm taller than average. I was combo guard in high school for 4 years, high school basketball. But I put up my shoes for what I believe will be a better path for me to follow. I could have went to junior college and played, but I just would rather go to the college I'm going to go to and study computer science is what I'm going to do. All right, let's talk Patriots football. As how do you feel about the Patriots' chances of repeating this year as Super Bowl champions? And he asked, would you ever be open to video recommendations around this time of year when all there is to watch is baseball? Ew. For example, a sub could ask you for top 5 NBA players of all time. Just suggestion, keep up the good work. I'll tackle the second question first. Yes, I would be very open to video recommendations. I'm always open to video recommendations, so always feel free to comment down below, and I'll take it under consideration. It's so funny. No one really, not knowing. I'm sure there's baseball fans out there, but everyone understands this time of year sucks. Oh, God, it sucks. So I took a month off. And the first question, how do I like the Patriots' chances of repeating this year? And let me be honest, I don't like them. I really don't like them. Now, I think they're still going to make the playoffs. I think it'll be close. I think this Brady suspension that has been upheld will make it close. I think the Miami Dolphins will challenge. I'm not going to tell you who I think is going to win the division yet. I'm going to save that. But man, it's going to be close between those two. And then even if the Patriots make the playoffs, and with this Brady suspension and with their losses of Darrelle Revis and Brandon Browner, you added those two last year. To me, those are the two that got you to the Super Bowl. To me, those are the two guys when you finally got lockdown corners on the outside for your defense. Now you were ready to be a playoff team. Now we're subtracting those, and now your secondary is a weakness. Outside of Devin McCourty, it is a weakness. And that's big. That's huge when you're going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Indianapolis Colts, who have wide receivers that will challenge your secondary. It is a bad omen to have those type of wide receivers out there playing for you. So with that said, I like the Patriots' chances to challenge, but I don't like their chance to win the Super Bowl. I think they need to find cornerbacks because now that they lost Darrelle Revis, they lost Brandon Browner, and the year before that they lost Aqib Talib. There's not much in that secondary anymore, and you need to have strong corners if you want to win the Super Bowl. You need to. All right. XX Black Mamba X24XX. Oh, I left out an X. XXX. Asks, can you make a subscriber fantasy football league? I will. So you guys keep asking for it, I will. I'm not sure how many players are going to be in there, because you guys are probably going to really want to be in there. We might have to do a 20-man league. But then you're sacrificing having good rosters, so I'll keep pondering that. Hanad Ali asks, is Joe Flacco an elite quarterback? For me, in my definition of elite quarterback, no. An elite quarterback to me is a top 5 quarterback. A quarterback that does not need a good defense to do well. He will make the playoffs just because he is on your team. When you have this quarterback, boom, you are a playoff team, period. And Joe Flacco needs a good defense to be successful. He needs it. And we saw what happened when it wasn't as good back in 2013. He struggled. They didn't make the playoffs. I think he's good. I think he can be great. He had the greatest playoff run in NFL history. With 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. But is he elite now? No, he doesn't play enough at that level. He could be, though. He's still young. I think he's like 28, 29 years old. Give him 5 more years, he'll still be starting it. He could be the best in the league. So keep your eye out for Joe Flacco, but for right now, no. All right. AFC 04, this isn't really a question, but Vanderbilt, you probably had a 4.0. 3.97 boost counting. All right, Piznik64 asks, thoughts on the Shaq and Scottie Pippen Twitter beef? Well, I am biased because I am a Los Angeles Laker fan. I've been a Los Angeles Laker fan for quite some time, and I was a fan of Shaquille O'Neal. So, with all that said, I'm picking Shaq. But he was right in terms of that Lakers team, all-time team. For those of you that don't know, let me explain it. Shaq, I think he either saw a picture or he posted a picture of an all-time Lakers starting five versus an all-time Bulls starting five. The Lakers starting five had Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Elgin Baylor, Shaq, and Kareem. The Bulls all-time starting five had Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and the dude with the glasses at center. I forgot his name right now. So, yes, that Lakers team would trounce the other team, although I don't know how that Lakers team is going to move the ball around. Magic will be willing, but I don't know who else is going to pass the ball. Kobe's not passing it. Shaq, oh, God. Shaq and Kareem down low is domination, but where's the ball going? But Shaq went a little overboard when he said that team, the Lakers team, would beat the Bulls by 50. And they started arguing about, who's more of a sidekick. Scottie Pippen's like, well, I have more titles. Shut up. Shaq's a better player than you. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. So, yeah, just shut up. This is going to be the last question for today. And how funny would it be just to end it on this one? To Nguyen. I think that's how you pronounce it. If not, just yell at me in the comments. When did you lose your virginity, if you have? Now, we're getting really personal here. I lost my virginity when I was 17 at my 16. Yeah. 16 when I was at my junior prom. It's going to sound bad. It sounds worse than it was, but I have a late birthday into the school year. So I was a junior. I was 16 years old as a junior at junior prom to a certain redhead who you may be out there. Thank you for that, by the way. And it was pretty bad. But hey, you gotta do it sometime. So, thank you for watching James Carter TV. Part 2 of this Q&A will probably be up next week. Until then, though, I will start posting each and every day in August those team previews, and we're gonna have fun with that. Also, it's mixed in, even on those days. I may make 2 videos a day, and then that other video will be the top 10 quarterbacks, top 10 wide receivers, top 10 running backs. Those lists still have to be made, and if any breaking news or coverage from training camp happens, I will also be here to talk about it as well. So things are definitely happening here at James Carter TV. Thank you for joining the ride. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.